Hey guys, my name is Jamie, and today I would like to discuss something that I'm very angry, disgusted, and upset about. I don't normally make videos about stuff like this, but before I do, I want to mention a misguided young man, Hunter Avallone. You may know that Hunter recently posted a vlog that went viral, vomiting hate. From what I can see, there's plenty of hate and closed-mindedness on his YouTube channel, but this gets personal. Hunter's video is called The Truth About Transgenders. The title alone is a problem, but we'll go past that to get to the heart of the issues. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that Hunter's heart was present during the making of his vlog. From the beginning of his video, you can assume you're in for some negative commentary, okay? Hunter then proceeds to change clothes and begins a very offensive rant, blatantly attacking the trans community. As a trans man who hasn't been brainwashed by what seems like, Donald Trump's sidekicks, I can see this comes from a point of very little education. So let's start at the top. His first statement is, being transgender is not normal. Okay, let's start off here. Dictionary.com, the word normal originates in Latin America from the word normalis, which is derived from the word norm, which is actually a carpenter's square. And I am 200% sure that carpenter squares have absolutely nothing to do with my gender. Normal is also a term that is often associated with what's natural or nature, which really leads me into the discussion of animals. I mean, there's easily 17 different animals that change their gender throughout their life, either permanently or for part of the time. Actually, Upworthy has a great list of these animals, from clownfish to African buffalo. I mean, did he forget that humans are mammals? Anyway, even biologists are aware there are many more genders than believed. I mean, John Ackerman, he gets it. I mean, Ackerman, he studies sex development and endocrinology at University College London's Institute of Child Health. Ooh, that's a lot to get out. In a recent article on Nature.com, he said, I think there is much greater diversity within male or female, and there is certainly an area of overlap where some people can't easily define themselves within the binary structure. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about Hunter's accolades in this subject. My guess is that he has none. As for the sexual reassignment surgeries he referenced, he's lumping a lot of people into one category. I mean, not everybody in the trans community decides that they want to even have surgery. And then he just brings up this whole hypocrite comment. I'm really not even sure where that's coming from. It's kind of random, so I'm just going to bypass that altogether. Then he goes on to bring up Dr. Paul McHugh, one of our favorites, the doctor who has said that trans is a mental disorder and that a sex change is biologically impossible. If you actually look further into Dr. McHugh's claims, you'll learn that he's obsessed with the idea of, post-surgery suicide rates. And he based this all off this Swedish study that was done in 2011, basically not even on trans people. I mean, the general public. It's just, how valid is that? And I'd like to actually shout out and thank Zach Ford for pointing that out on thinkprogress.org, how the study doesn't actually compare transgender suicide post-surgery to suicide rates before surgery, which can be like 41%. I mean, if you pay attention to the stories of suicide in the trans community, the common themes are lack of support within family, bullying, the government's laws preventing trans people to be able to live the way they would like to and need to match their gender and make them feel more comfortable. The reason for suicide is the hate that spews out of people's mouths, like vlogs like this. Using nonsense quotes from one religious doctor who seems to exaggerate studies doesn't make your claim true. Moving on. So point 3, can't even say it out loud, it's so upsetting, you'll just have to watch the video, but, I just really want to put this kid in a gender studies course. Sorry to be cliche, but I was born this way. I didn't choose to be trans. I've just chosen to be open and honest about who I am. As Kate Bornstein said when she wrote her book, Gender Outlaws, The Next Generation, it's easy to fictionalize an issue when you're not aware of the many ways in which you are privileged by it. Exactly. Check your privilege, Hunter. I also think he should really check out the definition of man and male. Since he doesn't experience being a trans person and, seems to only go to Google for answers, let's see what happens when you go to Google. So when you go to Google and you say, what is man? Google says an adult human male and or human being of either sex, a person. That's right, a human being. Transgender people are human beings. Are you starting to get the picture here? I mean, we're all human, and although right now I'm having a hard time associating myself with a species that includes somebody filled with so much hate, it's just facts. Hunter questions the science behind the belief of gender being socially constructed. And while a list of links on Google scroll down, he has a right to question the science, but he's not exactly proving his point well either. One of the most obnoxious parts of his video is when he says that feelings doesn't matter, only facts do. If that's the case, then why are you making a video expressing your feelings on the transgender community? Furthermore, where's the proof that our emotions don't matter? You're emoting right now, and it's impacting people. Sit down and interview numerous psychologists, or better yet, just watch Disney Pixar's Inside Out to get a super basic understanding of how important human emotions are. Moving on, Avallone flashes a clip of transgender woman who is living back in her youth. Now, I'm not quite sure how living as a 6-year-old girl is entirely related to the entire trans experience. It just seems like a different topic, not to mention how unrelated the woman who feels she's a cat is. You can't lump the entire trans community in a one person's experience. It's just not possible, and every trans person has a different experience. Next, Avallone mocks the trans identity by exaggerating the identity as saying he is transitioned to be a sofa. Are you kidding me? A sofa. A piece of furniture. Could you be any more offensive? I'm a human being. Thanks, okay? Anyway, chromosomes are a scientific indicator of a person's assigned sex, not something that dictates their gender identity. Just because a doctor can dictate a person's assigned sex doesn't mean they are determining their gender identity, which can be changed and realized later in life. And also, let's pause to strip down the difference between sex and gender because it's so important not to confuse the two, okay? Medical news today brings to light this topic with one simple definition, okay? Sex refers to a natural or biological feature, and gender refers to cultural or learned significance of sex. Okay, another way to look at it is sex refers to male or female, and gender refers to masculine or feminine. Another way to look at it is sex is what's between your legs, and gender is how you feel and express yourself. Anyway, back to his video. So, this whole obsession with transgender people not being heroes is completely crazy. Let's shut this down immediately. Despite the privilege that Caitlyn Jenner experiences, she's absolutely a hero in the eyes of many in the trans community. There are plenty of heroes in the trans community, and they're heroes because of their brave efforts to come out and speak up and make change. These heroes can be celebrities, artists, activists, and more. I mean, no one has said these heroes to the transgender community are everyone's heroes. Everyone chooses their own heroes, and we tend to choose heroes that match our own identities. That means that Hunter's hero is probably Donald Trump, which says a lot. Anyway, I need to comment on this bathroom clip, but, you know, I kind of want to just ignore it because South Dakota woke up today and, you know, they vetoed the transgender bathroom bill. You know what, it actually pretty much says most of what I want to say in terms of response to this particular video. Well, okay, one more thing. Again, you can't compare something a horrible pedophile did to everyone in the trans community. They're two completely separate things. And transgender people who choose to use a different bathroom, like I choose to often use the men's bathroom, it's because it fits my gender. I'm not really interested in what anybody else is doing. It's really about, you know, just going in, getting my business done like anybody else, and going out. It's not in order to make anybody uncomfortable. So Hunter ends the video saying he doesn't care, you know, with the fact that people will call him transphobic. Yes, Hunter, you're extremely transphobic, but you're also completely uneducated and filled with hate, and spreading that hate isn't helping the human race, but merely entertaining you. And, well, I'm not entertained. I'm offended. You know, I'm offended and I'm aggravated that you're spreading false information about the transgender community and the trans experience. And definitely, what you said is not my experience. In any case, Kate Bornstein, again, said it best in her book, Gender Outlaw, on Men, Women, and the Rest of Us. Definitions have their uses in much of the way that road signs make it easy to travel. They point out the directions, but you don't get to where you're going when you just stand underneath some sign waiting for it to tell you what to do. I'm out.